This is NHTV2, North Haven Government Television, a service of North Haven Community Television. The following program is brought to you through the support of the town of North Haven.
Good evening and welcome to the September 23rd, 2025 meeting of the North Haven Board of Police Commissioners. My name is Larry Lazaroff. I'm the chairman. To my left is Bob Hannon, our vice chairman. To his left is Paul Wyman, our commissioner. To my right is Mark Calafiore, our secretary. And to his right, Alden Mead, commissioner. I'd like to start by asking for an approval of the minutes of the July 22nd, 2025 meeting, both regular and executive sessions, please.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to ask for the approval of the minutes of the August 26th, 2025 meeting, both regular and executive session, please.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Correspondences, please.
Mr. Chairman, looks like we have three pieces of correspondence tonight. The first one I'm reading off is from the animal control. So there's a resident, Mr. Jay and Lisa Brennan, want to thank the animal control officers, Officers Carney and Rashba, and they say in part for their professionalism. Apparently they had birds in their flue, and the officers came, they explained everything, they took care of the situation. So good job to Officers Carney and Rashba from the Animal Control Unit. The second letter is looks like from a resident, David Rosen, and he just wants to thank and acknowledge the good work of Officer Alex Sananis. So he says in part that this citizen was stopped by Officer Sananis, but Mr. Rosen says in part, I was struck by the officer's calm and gracious demeanor. He obviously felt no need to make a point of showing he was in charge, and by taking a low-key approach, he made the interaction effective. The officer has obviously been well-trained and is well-suited to his critical job of interacting with the public and enforcing the law. And I want to second that too. I know Officer Santa has known him for a long time, and he is a fantastic officer, and he does good work, and there's good interaction with the citizen, even though he had stopped this person for a minor traffic violation. It was a very, very nice positive outcome. So good job, Officer Sananis. And lastly, but not least, this is from the family of Jim DiCarlo, our chief, a couple of chiefs ago, and the family of DiCarlo. He wants just to thank and acknowledge the police department for their grateful appreciation and kind expression of sympathy. His wife of many years, Chief DiCarlo's wife, passed away, so the family wants to thank you guys for all you've done. So yes, and I'm sure you could even speak to a little bit more about Chief DiCarlo and his beautiful wife of many years.
They're just a wonderful family, and he was a wonderful chief, and it was a very sad situation, and we wish the family well, and we thank him very much for his kind note.
Yes.
And we'll move forward.
Thank you, Chairman. That's it.
On to the chairman's report. I just wanted to mention that at last month's meeting, we really had a special swearing-in ceremony, I should say, of both the new chief, Stavridis, and Deputy Chief Wozniak, and I want to congratulate both of you and welcome you. And we all look forward to a wonderful relationship and just a great partnership in keeping the community nice and safe and secure. And again, thank you to Peg for a great job of organizing that. Wonderful job. I also want to thank Chief Glenn for his 25 years of service to the town of North Haven and wish him well in his new role as chief in East Lyme. I'm glad he was here to attend also the ceremony. We're going into Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Are we going to be doing the patches again, or you'll talk about that during your report, probably?
They're not for sale,
Uh-huh.
but the officers can wear them for the month of October.
Gotcha,
Yes.
gotcha, okay. So you may see officers wearing the pink patches, and that'd be the reason for it, as some do most yearly, actually. Just as a reminder, children are walking to school, and leaves will be coming down at some point soon, so please drive extra careful. There's a lot of milling and paving going on, so please be careful. I know in my neighborhood, it's a little bit of an obstacle course going around the sewers, et cetera, so just be very, very watchful of what's going on. And each month, I always remind you, please lock your cars, your homes, your sheds, just be preventative, and let's be safe, and let's help ourselves by watching out for what we have and try to protect ourselves as well. If you see something, say something. With that, I'll turn it over to the chief.
Sure. Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to start just on behalf of the police department to give our condolences to the North Haven Fire Department for their loss of firefighter John Bosco and Bisco, sorry. I'd ask we take a brief moment of silence. Thank you. As you stated, some familiar faces here, but new positions, so I welcome Deputy Chief Joe Wozniak to the meeting tonight, and both him and I look forward to continuing to work with the board in the future and moving our department forward. I also second my thanks to Chief Glenn for his years of service. He was a tremendous police chief here, and he will be missed. Start tonight with our overall budget report. So the midway point of September, we're currently 15.7% expended. So we track our budget weekly and monthly. So for where we are at that point, mid-September, we're roughly 4% below where we would allot ourselves to be, which is a good thing, although it is very early on in the fiscal year. As far as our overtime goes, we are tracking roughly 1% higher. So overall, we're 4% lower, but our overtime line is about 1% higher than where we would like to be. That is in part to vacancies in dispatch. I feel like a broken record. We've been saying that for a while. We're working on it, but we are down several dispatchers, and that's really what is driving our overtime. We're in talks with some certified dispatchers now, and we also have applications open. So if you know anybody who's interested in being a dispatcher, please direct them to policeapp.com, and they can apply online. We also are interviewing for police officers as well. I'll get into that a little bit later in the personnel section. And in the coming months, the Deputy Chief and I will begin to plan our fiscal year 26-27 budget. And we'll obviously seek some input and guidance from you as well as far as our budget submission for next year. And in the October meeting, we plan to bring a small pool of candidates for a conditional offer process. Any questions about the budget so far?
So just quick question. We have one opening, or?
So last month, we gave a conditional offer to
Right.
Bridget Collins, and then we have 2 more vacancies.
Okay,
One, we're doing it ahead of time. We're going to get an additional officer for January 1st. We want to have that person ready so they can begin the police academy in January.
and we have a seat secured in that
We have a seat
class.
secured in that, yep. And we also have to fill a vacancy for Chief. Mark Woodone had left too. So we were down 3. Bridget was one offer, and we have to fill 2 more. And that's what we hope to do next month when we bring a small pool in front of you.
Perfect, thank you.
Any other questions about the budget?
Did that officer, Bridget, did she accept the offer?
She did.
And she's in
Yeah,
the system right now?
yeah, her background has begun. Yep.
Okay.
If there's nothing more on the budget, I'll get into some of the details that are in your packets. I'll start out with the Uniform Services Division. For the month of August, we had roughly 2,600 calls for service compared to 2,600 in August of 2024 and 2,100 in August of 2023. Year to date, we're at 20,300 calls for service. This is up about 1,000 calls compared to 2024. So the month of August was about the same for us compared to last year, but overall we're up about 1,000 calls for service at this point. Total written reports year to date, we've written 2,900 reports compared to 2,900 at this time last year and 2,800 in 2023. Our motor vehicle stops for the month of August, 390 motor vehicle stops compared to 250 in 2024 and 139 in 2023.
So a quick question, the regional traffic, those stops are included in that figure as well, or no?
No.
Okay,
The total arrests for the month of August, we had 54 arrests compared to 33 in August of 2024 and 42 in August of 2023. Our vehicle burglaries, we had 16 for the month of August, and our vehicle thefts, we had 8 in the month of August. Vehicle thefts continue to be an issue for us. At the rate that it's going, it'll be one of our higher years. Year to date, we have had 63 stolen cars. Last year, we had 49. So our stolen cars are up, unfortunately. We're getting less break-ins to cars, but they're stealing more cars.
Is there data as far as are they locked or unlocked, or?
Most of the vehicles are unlocked, but there have been some occasions where people have their keys and they're waking up and their car's not in their driveway.
Gotcha.
But the majority are unlocked cars, and that goes for cars that are stolen and cars that are broken into. As far as our investigative services report, I would ask that you refer to your packets for all the details. I think you'll see that Lieutenant Falcon gives a very thorough report, so I'm not going to get into all of that. But what I'll touch upon is they are investigating for the month of August 1 commercial burglary that occurred, as well as 1 residential burglary. They also took 2 reports of sexual assault and/or contact. And our detectives are obviously a part of the stolen vehicle problem we're having. 6 of those 8 vehicles have been recovered, and our detectives typically process those vehicles so we can try and seek an arrest based off of any type of evidence we can find. Some notable arrests from the detective division. In the month of August, they had arrested an individual for stealing embezzlement of tools valued over $500,000 from a local medical supplier, medical surgical supplier in town. He was charged with larceny first degree, as well as computer crimes and tampering with physical evidence. We also made an arrest of a 25-year-old resident for risk of injury to a minor and enticing a minor. This came from a tip that we received from a Virginia-based law enforcement agency about suspected child abuse and child pornography. We also made an arrest for 2 2024 robberies. This was 2 robberies that occurred closely to each other, and also there was an incident in Glastonbury. We worked with them, and we ended up making an arrest of a 15-year-old juvenile for 2 counts of robbery second and conspiracy to commit robbery second. As far as professional standards and training, again, I would refer to your packet for all the training because we do train heavy. Of note, we had our 2 newest SROs, Jeff Marcourt and Mike Harton. In the month of August, they attended a basic school resource officer school so they can be equipped with best practices in dealing with school safety and school security. Detective Lou Compataro attended a shooting reconstruction training. Lieutenant Falcon and Detective Brianna Sargent attended training on geolocation investigations. As you know, electronics have become paramount in investigations these days with cell phones, so we're trying to send our people to as much training as we can. So that was a class that specifically deals with geolocation, cellular devices, and technology. We also sent Sergeant Stevens and Sergeant Lakaitis to a Safer Schools digital assessment that was run at the police academy. For our personnel, we have 1 officer that's going to be deployed at the end of the month. So their last day of work will be September 29th. So that's going to put us at 2 officers who are out on deployment. We also have an officer out injured as well, and we have 2 in training. So on paper, we're essentially full staff, but there's 5 police officers that we can't use in a policing capacity right now. And, that essentially it's about 8% of our total sworn officers. So we do feel it. We're not in any type of dangerous situation, but we are down between the deployments, injured officer, and the 2 recruits. We hope that the recruits will be on their own by Halloween, so that'll help us. As I mentioned, we're going to bring a small pool of applicants in front of the board next month, and those are candidates that we hope to send to the police academy in January. And we do expect to have one or possibly two lateral transfers that will be in the mix. And if we hire them, then obviously they can start immediately. The last section I'll touch on is the traffic unit. In the month of August, the North Haven traffic unit did 21 radar details, investigated 12 accidents, and conducted 91 motor vehicle stops. The bid has closed on the upfit of 2 police cruisers, so that work will begin shortly, and hopefully in mid-fall we'll be able to add 2 new vehicles to our fleet. And we also just put in a bid for a 3rd traffic vehicle, so that bid is open now.
And those are Ford SUVs, right?
2 are Ford SUVs, and we're also looking into a pickup truck as well.
Right.
So the bid on the pickup truck is open now, and if that's going to be too costly, then we'll go back to that Ford SUV that we're used to.
Thank you.
As you mentioned, the regional team, so they were in town on September 18th, and they go after speeding enforcement, cell phone violations, reckless driving, unregistered, no insurance, things of that nature. The goal of that unit is really education. It's not all about just ticketing people. You're not immune to tickets. You may still get one, but the overall goal is to educate and to curb poor driving habits. While they were in town, which was one day on the 18th, they conducted 75 motor vehicle stops, issued 22 tickets, 2 summonses, 50 verbal warnings, and towed 5 vehicles. So they're active. They're a busy group of people, and we value that program. And surprisingly, even though we stop so many people, we do actually get a lot of feedback from people that are happy to see the police presence in town. The only other thing I have is we do have a request for the Benary Scholarship, which we can discuss in executive session, because the remainder of my report is for executive session.
Perfect, perfect. Just want to say that the feedback from the residents with the regional traffic has been really positive, because
Yes.
I get a lot of people calling me or stopping and say, they don't understand what's going on. So if you don't mind, just take a minute and explain what this is all about to someone who might be new to this, and it's all positive impact, though, and positive feedback.
Correct. So it's a regional program that we started a few years ago, where we join up with partnering towns, East Haven, Madison, Guilford, Branford, North Haven. Each town sends a small group of officers that participate, and we pick an area in each town each month, and we target problem areas. So for us, for example, last month, we were on Sackett Point Road for a little while because we were getting complaints. We often go on to Washington Avenue and as well as Universal Drive. So every town is different. Every town has its pockets of problems, and these gentlemen get together that morning and they'll saturate that neighborhood or that area of town where there's a problem. And they typically jump around. They won't spend all day in one area, but they'll probably go to 2 to 3 different areas, just be a presence. And for the most part, when they do conduct these stops, it's educational. It's just trying to get people to drive safely. It's really not about ticketing. But as I said, there are circumstances where you will still get a ticket. It's not a guarantee that you get a warning.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, and I'm sure all the communities benefit from this, obviously, so.
Yeah, it's been well received, and there's strength in numbers. We can't put 18 people out on Universal Drive to run radar, but when we partner with other agencies, we can do that. So we see a lot of value in it.
Well done, Al. That's great.
Thank you.
Any questions?
All good.
Nothing? Okay. I will make a motion that we go into adjournment for discussion of executive session.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
We are back now in open session after having completed discussion in executive session. The first motion I'd like to ask is for a motion for Officer Joseph Schwab to receive up to 60 days, additional 6 days because he's had an injury and some surgery. So up to 60 days, additional sick days. I'd like to make that motion. Do I have a second?
I will second that.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. The second motion I'd like to present is that we have a motion for Rich DePalma to receive a grant from the Benary Scholarship for 2 classes. I would like to make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any further business? Motion for adjournment?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good night.
The preceding program is brought to you in part through a grant from the town of North Haven. Watch town meetings or other videos on demand at nhtv.com.